Curtis Sliwa, all right? We all have heroes in our lives. If you've got a Curtis Sliwa or a guardian angel hero in your life like these guys, you got a good hero. Hi, pal. How you doing? Let me ask you something. Do you think we're ever going to get to the point in this country, crime-wise, where we're not going to need a guardian angel?
Oh, there's no question, and the very reason I formed this group. We heard the attorney here mention that, well, you know, crime and attacks on society is a very emotional issue. We can't get swept up on this. Well, look at my own case. I wasn't beaten, my dad wasn't shot, my mom wasn't raped. I grew up in a blue-collar, working-class section of Brooklyn. I had to descend into the bowels of the city and ride in the slime and grime of the subway to get to and for. I ended up in the South Bronx, a Ronald McDonald manager out there, really more a glorified bouncer. And I saw hopelessness, drug dealers, pimps, pushers, the worst elements of society. Now, tell me it's not an emotional issue when you see people black, Hispanic, white, sitting there right now in their homes in Cleveland, in Detroit, in Newark, in New York, and all over America watching this program, and tell me it's not emotional that they have to look up and see bars on their windows, multiple locks on the doors. Fifi, who used to be the pet of men and women, now King, the pit bull killer.
That's why, Mr. Sliwa, that's why I took 10 years of my life as an attorney and dedicated to prosecution, for those reasons.
But obviously that's not working. I've dedicated now 9 years of my life looking like a poppin' fresh Pillsbury doughboy in this red, gray, and t-shirt. You think this is something that I and the other fellas and gals in the 60 cities around America, black and white and all other shades, feel that we want to do for a vicarious thrill out of an emotional reaction? No, because it's a necessity. We wear this beret and t-shirt because our criminal justice system, which used to right the wrong, has failed us miserably. But we believe, even more importantly, that the first line of defense in America, as it is in time of foreign war, and this is a war on crime, should be the citizens. Check this hypocrisy. There are 365 days in a year. 364 days, professionals such as yourself are telling you, don't physically get involved. You'll be sued. You'll be paying every nickel, dime, and penny. Who's going to pay your hospital bills? But on the last day of the year at City Hall, the mayor and police chief roll out the red carpet and give citations of valor to the most heroic deeds. He captured the bank robber. He stopped the knife-wielding rapist. Notice the duplicity. We are not encouraging people to physically get involved. And the difference is that we're looking for a quick shot solution, as Tony said. Some computer chip, some whiz kid from Harvard or Stanford, instead of looking backwards at granddad and grandma's time. Whether they were black and people of color coming here in chains and shackles, or ethnic whites seeking political and economic freedoms, or WASPs who were already here, they went through the Depression. We all recognize the Depression was the worst of times for everybody. Yet you didn't see people crawling in one another's windows. You could walk through a park at 3 in the morning. You could sleep on the rooftop, not worry about the women, the infirm, and the elderly. Why? Because the criminals were afraid of the community. If some huckleberry came up and bothered an elderly person, just verbally abused him, there'd be 30, 40 people surrounding him, ready to rip him limb from limb. But what did the intellectuals say about this? Vigilantism. They'll be stringing them up on the poles.
No, you're vigilantism. You're right, Curtis. But we also had the Dr. Spocks who said you don't hit these little dear things. You know, you don't have. You had all of these people. And you're right. But when I was a kid, if I went down the street and did something wrong, the town beat cop kicked me in the ass. All right. Now, if your father found out you'd been kicked in the ass from the town beat cop, you got hit again by your father. And if you came home and your teacher had hit you, you got hit again by your mother. But there was discipline. There's no discipline. Right. It's broken down from the school age. It's broken down to the politicians. It's broken down all over this country. And the people have to bring it back, as you say.
But Morton, the biggest fear that the average citizen has, if they physically intervene, the 10 lawyers for every one of us, because, you know, they're multiplying like gerbils out there. They're out chasing ambulances all day, going to funerals at night, trying to encourage people to sue. They can't wait to get that person who stands up and fights back. They'll line up 2 by 2 to sue you, to drag you through the civil process, and the cretins, vultures, and buzzards of all colors, whether in the corporate world or the scum in the street, run free, and they'll bend over backwards to guarantee their rights. But you and I, who fight back, we get called vigilantes. We get called accusing of abusing other personal rights and privileges. For once, and you know the history of the guardian angels, who have been the hemorrhoids most often to guardian angels? The criminals who are risking our life without weapons to stop? Why is it that the police have been our major adversaries in the cities around America? There's a lot in that mess.